Hello everybody and welcome to this latest episode of The Money Man. Now you've probably noticed two things. A, I've been gone for a while, and B, there have been some changes on my channel. I will address those two things in due course. But what I'm going to talk about today is 4 new commemorative banknotes that are being issued imminently to celebrate the upcoming 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, and I've got 4 fantastic notes to showcase to you today. Now I'll only go into them in a small amount of detail because what I want to do is get hold of physical copies and then do a full review later on. So I'll just introduce these fantastic banknotes. And I think these will be great for collectors because they're being issued in massive quantities. So these are going to be 4 really easy banknotes to collect. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first banknote, which comes from a special administrative region of the People's Republic of China known as, you guessed it, Hong Kong. So the first one we're going to look at is this 20 Hong Kong dollar bill that is issued by the Bank of China. Now you've got to remember that the Bank of China does issue currency in both the special administrative region of Hong Kong and Macau, and is also the main issuing bank in mainland China as well. So this one, of course, is, like I said, a 20 Hong Kong dollar bill. It does have a face value, however, it is intended to be a non-circulating commemorative banknote. So although it's got a face value, of course, no one's going to go out and try and spend this. Now you can see straight off the bat that it looks very similar to a currently circulating Bank of China 20 Hong Kong dollar bill. So what they've done is they've just updated the design with a few stylistic changes that represent the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics. And I'll draw your attention first to the snowflake in the middle, which dominates the note and looks great, really interesting. And I like that it's got the official logo of the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics in the middle with the official logo of the Olympic Committee underneath as well. But everything else, bar the serial number, is basically the same as a regular $20 bill. That is disappointing, okay? But if we look at the reverse, you'll probably see that, you know, there's a bit more variety included. Now, as you can probably see, there are 2 million non-circulating notes that are being issued by the Bank of China. I got a notification today saying that the 5 that I requested have been granted. 5 was the maximum that an individual could order. However, I do have other people helping me out, so don't worry about that. But there we go. So it's been very easy to get hold of. Now, they also issue sheets, 3-in-1s, and just singles. I'm not interested in the other stuff. I just want the singles. So let's have a look at the reverse of this banknote. So you can see here on the back we've got an ice skater and a skier. We've got the Great Wall of China. We've got some peaks in the background. Now I don't know if they're supposed to represent mountainous slopes that you can ski down, but there are certainly no peaks like that in Hong Kong that are covered in snow, because we don't get snow down here. So maybe it's representing peaks in China where seasonally they get snow. And also just above those 2 competitors you can see a sort of silhouette of Hong Kong Island in the background. So I think this is a really nice note, very in keeping with the designs that you find circulating in Hong Kong these days. Now most of these notes are going to be issued in folder. The price was quite high, 138 Hong Kong dollars per note. I think that's too high for a $20 note, the face value of $20. I think that's too high. But anyway, that aside, I'm quite excited to get hold of this one. Now I would argue that this is the worst of the 4 that I'm going to show you. So if you were disappointed by this, stick with me. It's going to get better. So let's go to the next special administrative region of China. That is Macau. And here is the 20 Macanese Pataka commemorative note, and it looks way better. Now the reason for that is because they're building on the design of the regular circulating 20 Pataka note in Macau, just like they've done with the Hong Kong equivalent. It just so happens that the 20 Pataka note is way cooler than the 20 Hong Kong dollar bill. But you can see again, of course, it is issued by the Bank of China. So what they've done is they basically stuck with the same sort of stylistic choices. You know, they've got this wonderful snowflake in the middle, and I love these stars that are moving into the center. It just gives the note just a bit more vibrancy, a bit more there's just a bit more energy about it. So I really like this one. I think this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about collecting. But hold the phone, the next two are also really interesting for different reasons. So I do not know how many of these are being issued. My guess would be that it will be less because Macau has a much smaller population than Hong Kong. But we'll have to wait and see. Travel between Hong Kong and Macau is still difficult. So I'll have to wait and see what the supply is like coming into Hong Kong, and then hopefully I can get a hold of one of these in folder and I can present it to you guys. I'm very excited about doing that. So let's have a look at the reverse. You can see this one kind of bland on the back, but the colour redeems it. You can see we've got some kind of arena on the back there, and we've got a couple of sort of inline skaters or something like that. And just behind, there's actually an iconic building of Macau, which is basically like a ruined chapel. If any of you have been to Macau, you'll recognise that building straight off the bat. But there we go. So, fantastic note. Really excited to get hold of this one. Really excited to do a review of all 4 of the notes when I have physical copies to show you. So now let's move on to the 2 notes issued by the Bank of China in mainland China itself. And what we've got here is the first of a pair of 20 renminbi notes issued by the Bank of China. And of course, these are supposed to be circulating commemorative notes as well. So although they do have a face value of 20 yuan, 20 renminbi, it doesn't actually matter. Okay? Now, the interesting thing about these is we've got a cotton paper one and we've actually got a polymer one that are being issued as a pair. So you can see on this one we've got obviously a skier, and then we've got a kind of slope which almost kind of resembles the side profile of the the Great Wall of China. Interestingly, I don't know if that's just me sort of seeing things that are not there, but if that's supposed to be what I think it is, then that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at the next side of the note, and you can see here we've got a ski slope and the Great Wall of China. Now, okay, you could argue that it's pretty simple, it's not that exciting, but I think it's a pretty cool note. It kind of just looks like the 20 Hong Kong dollar bill to me. However, the fact that it's paired with a polymer note makes it way more interesting. Now, you've probably noticed at the bottom of the screen it says 200 million sets have been issued. 200 million! That's a lot. Most of these are not being issued in folder, okay? I've already seen on social media people in mainland China with bundles of these already ready to go. So you can see that, of course, a very small number will be issued in folders, maybe none at all. Now, usually with these mainland China notes, they don't get issued in folders, and then what you see later on is you see people actually making knockoff imitation folders and then putting the notes inside and selling them as numismatic products, which I really don't like. It's very disingenuous. So, guys, you heard it from me. There will not be folders for this banknote. So if you see folders on eBay for this banknote, they have been manufactured by an unofficial party. That means not the Bank of China. It's not an official product. And I saw this with other commemorative banknotes in the past. So do watch out. And sometimes they do it with Hong Kong dollar notes as well. They will send them up into mainland China. People will make these knockoff folders. So do watch out. One of the key signs to look for is that you'll find the same banknote in differently designed folders on eBay, and that is your first red flag. That's your warning sign telling you that this folder is an unofficial product. So do watch out for that. That's my warning to you guys. So let's have a look at the next note, which is the polymer. So the polymer looks pretty cool. I think it looks way more vibrant. Okay, we can't tell because these previews are not always accurate in terms of the colors that are represented, but this one looks really vibrant, and I'm really excited to get hold of this. You can see we've got these two sort of like figure skaters, and we've got the representation of musical notes in this one, which is a little bit unusual. And you can see we've got this wonderful clear window, which is kind of like representative of a blizzard blowing through, these wintry peaks of China, which I think looks really nice. And again, those same peaks that I was talking about on the Hong Kong note are there as well. Hence my suspicion that these peaks are actually in mainland China, not in Hong Kong. Because we do have a lot of peaks in Hong Kong, just not wintry ones. So really nice banknote. I think this is an absolute winner. Can't wait to get hold of this. So let's have a look at the other side very quickly. Like I said, it does say issued in folder. A very small number are being issued in folder, to the best of my knowledge. Most of them will not be in folder. Now what we've got here is something called, I think it's called the Cube or the Ice Cube, which I imagine is an arena which is going to host some of the skating sporting activities for this upcoming Winter Olympics. So there we go. Let me know what you think. I think these are going to be fantastic notes. I can't wait to get hold of all 4 so I can showcase them in a video. I'm hoping to have more content coming soon. As you can see, I have been working hard to change the look of my channel and make it a bit more interesting. But as I've just become a father myself, I've got very little spare time. So do bear with me, guys. I will try and make more videos. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me and putting up with the hiatus. I know it happens and it keeps happening, and I need to be more consistent. But thank you so much. I wish you all a wonderful holiday wherever you are around the world, and bless you for watching this video. Thank you so much. Take care. It's the Money Man signing out for now. Bye bye.